Sure.
Everybody please rise for the invocation, remain standing for the pledge of allegiance.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this time this evening, come together and dear Lord, watch over us and lead us and guide us and help us do your will. Dear Lord, be with us and direct our feet and dear Lord, add to our wisdom. And we ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lord, turn that blooming heat down. I did. Like a furnace. I wore it out on my head.
No, not sitting.
Yep, not when we're in.
Gotcha.
Call the roll, please.
Gillum,
Here.
Bunch, Daniels,
Here.
Duff,
Here.
Templin.
Here. Okay, approval of minutes, December 19th, public hearing meeting minutes. Okay, this was discussing ordinance 597 to amend Title III of the Rocky Top Municipal Code. Do I have any discussion in regards to the minutes from the public hearing of December the 19th? There be no comments. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as written?
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, Councilman Daniels has made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second, sir.
Councilman Gillum, second. Call the roll, please.
Gillum,
Aye.
Daniels,
Aye.
Duff,
Aye.
Templin.
All right. Okay, minutes approved. Now, minutes for the city council meeting from December the 19th. Do I have any discussion or comments in regards to the December 19th council minutes? There be no comments? Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as written?
I'll make that motion, sir.
Okay, Councilman Gillum's made the motion. Do I have a second?
A second.
Call roll, please.
Gillum,
Aye.
Daniels,
Aye.
Duff,
Aye.
Templin.
All right. Minutes approved. Recognize citizens, guests, and visitors. Do I have anyone to come before the board?
All right, my name is Nick Val. I work for the Anderson County Highway Department. I only work in a part-time status. And mainly what Gary has me doing is trying to get federal grants for roads and any other projects he may need me to do. So what I want to present to you is the grant that we have right now. It's kind of a step one of two in this grant process for this one. So it's called Safe Streets and Roads for All Grant. What it is, it's got different pieces to it. The first is the planning demonstration. You have to have a safety action plan that meets all their guidelines, and then you can do supplemental planning, demonstration activities with it. The next phase is where you get to implement what is in the safety action plan. So what that entails is it has to be low cost, high impact safety, such as guardrail, signage, striping, any other innovative safety apparatus. So it's not nothing expensive like paving or redoing a whole intersection, but it's things that have been proven to help at least. Let's see. Yeah, you can go to the next one. All right, for this grant, in 2022, the Knoxville TPO got a grant to do the safety action plan. And that included the southern part of the county, Oak Ridge, Oliver Springs, and Clinton, because that's the TPO footprint that they have right now. And at our request, the TPO did a supplemental grant request, and which would include the rest of the county, and I included the cities of Norris and Rocky Top. And I'll get to the reason why it's important to have the entire county in on this action plan. The application deadline was back in July, and we were notified in December that we got the contract, or the grant. And the contract was awarded to Alta Planning, who did the other action plan for TPO, and the total was $30,000. And the county's portion was just $6,000. The grant paid for the other $24,000. All right, so in the action plan, it's aimed at reducing and eliminating serious injury and or fatal crashes. And it has, you're to use a guide, it is guided by the safe system approach and the 6 core principles, which is death and serious injuries are unacceptable, humans make mistakes, humans are vulnerable, responsibility is shared, safety is proactive, and redundancy is critical. The development of our action plan, the main, a key component of it is getting public engagement. So we're going to have 2 official meetings. The first one's already set up for January 29th, and the mayor will be making an announcement on that here soon. She just sent me what the press release is going to be. So it's 29th at 6 o'clock in room 118A. I believe that's in the courthouse. Now, we had a website. It was called Social Pinpoint, which was to allow the public to drop little pins. You can make a comment of, what sort of safety issue that you know of. Unfortunately, it kind of got a little misconstrued of what it was for. Some people thought it was for, hey, if you drop this, the county's going to go immediately take care of this. The purpose of it is just to gather data to develop the action plan. And with that data, the action plan for the county, they'll pick 8 corridors that we need to focus on, and I requested they at least have 1 corridor in Rocky Top and 1 in Norris. So this was the system that we used, the Social Pinpoint. You can go to the next slide. And in this meeting, I'll be using this, but that's all the different types of safety issues that you can pinpoint. And you just drop comment in there, and then the firm that has the contract, they'll implement it into it helps them develop what corridors need to be included. All right, after we get an action plan, the next step is to actually try to get grant money to do implementation. Now, this is why I included Norris and Rocky Top, and all the other cities in the county we all need to come together for it, is because the minimum award amount for implementation is $2.5 million. And when you're only doing guardrail, striping, signs, that sort of stuff, it takes a lot to get up to that number. And in fact, the grant actually encourages multiple jurisdictions to get together. There's been multiple counties in other states have gotten together to actually get implementation money. And that's all of my presentation.
Well, what do we need to do?
Nothing right now.
Okay.
County's taking care of everything as far as the action plan. Once plan is developed, I'm trying to get together with maybe the Knoxville TPO, Knox County, or any others that have action plans to see if they have any plan of actually going for implementation money. And how things would be split up would be, like some of it's, lighting, like a lot of intersection up could be one of the safety actions. You can create different pay items for everything. Everything will be broke out in pay items. I think the split for the grant is 80-20. So 80% federal, 20% local.
There's not many of those left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard to get them. So let's say y'all want to do, say, 6 street lights in intersections. Well, another city, they want to do street lights. There'll be an item for 30, 40 lights. Price per light is this. Y'all get 6. So your 20% is only on those 6 lights.
Yeah, we need to talk.
Yeah. So it's federal government. It's slow. So we'll see once we get the action plan. I'll probably do a lot of talking, trying to figure out what to do.
That'd be great. Work with Mike. Tell us what we need to do.
And I just strictly only work on Fridays, so
Okay.
about it.
I'm here.
All right. All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, yeah.
We probably see a list on what everything entails on, say, say lighting, or is that just too
I'd
broad?
like to get assistance on interstate lighting.
Oh, yeah.
No good new lights up there.
There's a lot of things that could fall under that. And I'd like to see what all it does cover and see what we can,
Oh, yeah. I agree.
that's very interesting.
Okay. Mr. Cates? From Mitchell, Emmert, and Hill. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great, thank you.
As mentioned, my name is J.R. Cates, and I'm with the audit firm Mitchell, Emmert, and Hill. And I just wanted to kind of give you a brief overview of the financial statements for the year ended June 30, 2024. And I'll be kind of comparing it to last year's financial statements. So the total assets of the city at June 30, 2024 were approximately $11.9 million. This is an increase of approximately $700,000 from prior year. A lot of this is due to increased funds in the LGIP account, the local government investment pool, and there were some grant receivable balances which went up this year. The local government investment pool, money was placed in there because you'll have the higher interest rates. Looking at those balances, that should increase your interest revenue going forward, so I think that was a smart investment. And then the grant receivable balances are related to the ongoing construction projects that you all had. All those funds were received after the end of the year, after June 30, 2024. Looking at the total liabilities, there was a slight increase in your total liabilities, approximately $200,000. A lot of this is just timing due to the payments related to the construction projects. That was paid after June 30, 2024. The total revenue for the year did increase approximately $700,000 compared to 2023. This was mostly due to increased capital grant contributions and also water and sewer charge fees received. Unfortunately, though, you all are not immune to the expenses that have been going up. So there was a slight increase in your expenses, approximately $200,000. We can't really pinpoint it to one line item. There are several line items that went up kind of across the board, but it's to be expected. Looking at your increase in revenue compared to your expenses, that you had a total increase of approximately $50,000 in the governmental activities funds, which is just your general fund, State Street Aid, and your drug fund, as compared to prior year where you had a decrease of $30,000. So that's about an $80,000 swing for the good. Looking at the business type activities, which is your water and sewer fund, you had approximately a $260,000 increase in 24 as compared to a $170,000 loss in 2023. So again, that's a very large swing in your water and sewer fund, which comes back to your increased rates and better fiscal management. Overall, the total increase in equity for the year for the city was $315,000 compared to a decrease of approximately $200,000 in 2023. again, that's a $500,000 swing. It's great for you all. As far as the outcome of the audit, we're here to audit the financial statements, make sure that there was no material errors which would cause us to qualify the opinion. And I'm happy to report that we did not have a qualified opinion this year. And also in the prior year, we had a finding in the report. This finding was mostly related to there was a lack of financial oversight is what we call it. And it was essentially, the records weren't closed out within 2 months after year end, which is state law. Bank reconciliations may not have been prepared timely. And accounts receivable ledgers were not reconciled to the general ledger. But during '24, we did not see any instances of that, and all these errors were corrected. And I'm happy to report that we did not have any findings in the report for the year ended June 30, 2024. We have completed the financial statements, and they have been submitted on the state's website. And I think we have a letter that will be sent to you all, and it's not a finding, it's more of a comment recommendation. And it's for inventory, and I've talked to Mike about it already.
For the water department.
Yeah, it's just essentially doing
Small items.
periodic inventory, just to ensure that there's no misappropriations, so. Other than that, the year was very great. We enjoy working with you all, and Amanda and Mike have done very well at turning things around so quickly. So I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you. Anyone have any questions?
Sounds good.
Yeah, great year. Yeah,
Yeah,
keep it
very
up.
good news.
Well, hopefully it just
Yeah.
continues in that direction.
Yeah, great. Awesome. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Tyler? And Jacob? We'll let Tyler take the lead here.
Good evening, everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Tyler Rutherford. I'm a project manager for Cannon & Cannon for the Rocky Top Sewer Rehabilitation Project. I'm also joined here tonight with Jacob Blocker, the engineer of record for the project. The project for Rocky Top Sewer Rehabilitation has a substantial completion of March 27th of this year. And as we get closer to those final months, we went ahead and submitted a letter yesterday of a couple of financial items that have popped up, and we want to give you the information and also recommendations on it. The first one is current contract adjustments. As of right now, there are 2 approved change orders, along with a amendment to the contract for additional inspector services, RPR services, as well as tonight a change order number 3 for Phobal Fill for the TDOT section of this project. All in all, the increase is $154,000 once you take into account the contingency from our funding agency, grant administrator. With that said, with that extra $145,000, Cannon & Cannon, like I recommend, change order 2, the pipe bursting for Jacksboro, which totals $52,125. That was approved last meeting, to see about reducing that.
That's the section between 7th Street and 4th Street on Jacksboro. They're behind Tad Locks, where Tad Locks place is right behind you.
Right behind my house, right.
Yeah.
Upon review of the project, it seems like the return on investment of doing that now is not as significant as at some point in the future, that entire line will need to be looked at as well. And we recommend doing that part of the section when that comes up in the future. So I believe that's an area that could be removed from the scope and save a little bit of money to the city.
Sounds good.
Item number 2 is reduction in project scope. So upon a construction documents review in the field, we discovered discrepancy between the plans and the bid contract on the pipe bursting item. Most likely at some point, due to design of the project, there is 5,700 linear foot in the contract for this pipe bursting, but the plans table shows 6,900 linear foot. Now, the plan documents don't have that because they were removed during a previous design. In order to offset this, we found several items, 4 areas of pipe bursting, 4 tap repairs, and a point repair that can be removed from the scope to kind of bridge that discrepancy and get us closer to what that number will be. And if the CD needs to, we can continue that review and look at other items that don't have as good of a return on investment we can
Okay.
get that down.
The Leach Street, it was supposed to be an open cut from, what is that, Atkins? Goes behind
Behind where the sheds and everything that is.
where Dyson lives, yes. Down through there to,
Hill Street to Railroad.
yeah, to Lay's place. Jack Lay, I believe. Yeah, not Hill Street to
We haven't done
Railroad.
anything there yet.
It was originally called for an open cut to replace that line. There's several buildings that were gonna have to be moved.
Is this the section that had
fences.
the sheds?
Yeah,
Yeah.
trees removed, and we looked at the possibility of bursting that instead.
We can't.
We can't-
One issue of bringing it up to bursting is because of the laterals and additional work we had to put into it, you'd still have to remove the sheds.
Yeah,
So that was one thing that, even if we did attempt to burst it, you'd still have some relocations.
okay,
And we'll be bringing that up in tomorrow's progress meeting as well.
okay, okay.
So, the final item I want to bring up tonight is the asphalt overrun of the project. Due to the nature of this project, having the pipes and sewer lines being deeper than expected in some areas, having required larger trenches and trench boxes for safety has caused additional asphalt. As of the previous pay app, we have overrun our asphalt allotment, and Cannon and Cam would recommend, after they do the final paving on 116, which is required by TDOT, to cease the paving operations. And we have some additional numbers we'll be bringing up in the progress meeting tomorrow to justify and show that.
Okay.
One reason that we thought about doing that is because we're gonna pave. And we're just putting money out there to patch it, and we're just gonna pave over the patch anyway. So we decided that it would just save city money, because we're gonna pave anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
Currently, we're looking at areas where the amount of pavement is beyond the project scope and specifications. We are going in the pay app 6 that's currently out right now to reduce that number that the contractor has submitted because they have gone beyond what is inside the contract pay item. So we are currently working on that reduction as right now, and that'll be in the new pay app. However, it'll still be over the original allotted 400 square yards. So we would recommend cutting that for now, or for this project, and paving at a future date. All the information in this letter was submitted yesterday, and I can be made available if you'd like. And we'll be discussing this in detail tomorrow's progress meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any comments or questions there?
I guess the only thing I've got is on the flowable fill is, was there any pricing that was looked at?
Is that for the,
That's for 116.
Yeah, that's for the 116. We got pricing from them to submit to us.
From
What's-
the concrete company?
Yeah, from the concrete company and the contractor.
what's that ultimately gonna cost over there?
Is it?
On 116? Do you know?
Just the flowable fill or the entire item?
The entire item? I mean,
Fill was, that's the only change order. The rest of it is being done under the pay item, which we discussed with you.
okay.
So nothing else will be a change with that.
I'll tell you what, I see a hole somewhere else in the state highway, they're not putting flowable fill in. They're hearing from me. Cause that galls me to no end. They're holding our feet to the fire on something that they're doing in these other cities, and I don't see it happening there. TDOT's not breaking it off in them.
From our meeting with TDOT, we were able to reduce the paving allotment requirement.
Great. Thank you. Okay, mayor's report, comptroller's training. Are you all aware, have I told you all about the comptroller's training we have to take annually? Okay. And we'll get more into depth in this, because I want to talk, why don't you put this in here? I wonder if this is a good time to go ahead and discuss workshop. I'd like to have a workshop first of next month,
Okay.
that we can get together. The nice thing about a workshop, I mean, it is a posted meeting, but we can discuss anything. We're not voting on anything. We can go over some of the training requirements, upcoming projects we have, like the recreation project, the sidewalk project, where we're currently at on the sewer project. And one of the things I wanted to discuss was the comptroller's training. We're required by the state of Tennessee as, it's not just being elected officials, we're all a member of a utility board because we run our own water and sewer department. So there's specific training that's required of board members of utility districts. And there's an initial training. How many classes we have to take?
Oh, I don't remember.
8.
Seems like
Eight or
eight
something
or
like
nine.
that. Eight or
somewhere.
9 classes. And all it is a video. You get on the Tennessee Comptroller's website, utility training, and I'll show y'all how to do it. But you have to take these, I believe it's 8, and then every year you have to take an additional because we're due to take new training. And it's, you just sit and watch a video, and it's interesting as crap because it's about how people have been crooked. Different cities and whatnot, fraud, and, but this is something that's required of us as members of the utility board. And there's also, now this is from the election side, I'm not even gonna bring that up, but you get with me either after the meeting or sometime I'll walk you through how to get on there and take this training. And then you can just download and send us the certificates you get from each one of the classes, and we'll keep them on file. Several of the grants that we get, it's a requirement. They can take that grant away from us if we've not received that training.
Can there be a link sent just to the email and we click on the link and go? Or whatever the best way is?
More or less, I suppose.
Yeah, I'll have to go in and find it again because I've not been in it in a year, so I'll have to relearn it all over again.
But once we've completed the initial training, the rest is just refresher courses, right?
You just go back in and you just watch the stuff again.
Right.
And I guess periodically they put new videos up.
Revisions, right, stuff like that,
Yeah, well, new stuff, somebody's done something crooked again and got caught, and you get to watch it. You get to watch White Pines, it's White Pine or Dandridge is a really good one. God, she robbed that city blind.
That's
up
where her
there.
daughter lived.
Very interesting video.
That would be.
That's all I have on that. Oh, what would be a good time to do this workshop? What's good for you all? Anything, any days better than others?
Fridays are good for me.
Yeah, I'm usually on 410s and then,
Right.
Yeah.
Fridays are,
I know Jeffrey's working on Fridays, but,
I,
I mean, we could say like 4 o'clock.
that'd be good.
What do we got there? Is the second? Is the second?
7th is next.
That's 24's calendar.
Yeah.
We need to replace that.
7th is next Friday.
The 7th? The 7th is next Friday?
Or
No.
Friday is
Okay, yeah. The 7th is the first Friday
yes.
in
February.
February?
I
that'd be
just know
good.
it's only Friday.
Okay, we'll say 4 o'clock on the 7th.
Right, okay.
We good? Amanda, you good with that? Okay. Committee council member reports. Mr. Gillum, Planning Commission.
We meet next Tuesday. We've not met yet this month.
Yeah, this is one of those weird months that we don't meet the same week.
We don't meet in
Council
the
meeting.
same week, yes, sir.
Okay, Recreation Committee. We've got several seats.
put on.
So we
the
need
tabs.
Dustin, Dustin and Maria need to be,
Nicole
Yeah.
and Tim.
okay, okay, it's a 2-year. Currently, there's 7 people on the Recreation Committee. For some reason, a few years ago, because they were having a hard time getting a quorum, they decided to increase the size of the committee, which is not the way to make it easier to have a quorum. It's just the opposite. So this is something we need to address probably next month, because it's an ordinance when they increased it to 7. But we need to drop it back to 5. But as it stands right now, there's 7 folks on that board. We have expiring terms for Dustin Leach, Maria Hooks, Nicole White, and Tim Hatmaker. And they are all conducive to be reappointed to the board. This is a very difficult board to get members on. So do I have a motion to reappoint for 2 years Dustin Leach, Maria Hooks, Nicole White, and Tim Hatmaker to the Recreation Committee?
I'll make that motion, sir.
Okay. Councilman Gillens made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. Councilman Duff, second. Call roll, please.
Gillum,
Aye.
Daniels,
Aye.
Duff,
Aye.
Templin.
Aye. Okay, Zach Green, whose term ended on the board, he was our commission seat on the Recreation Committee. His term ended in December. So we need a commissioner on that committee. And I make the motion to appoint Mr. Duff to that
Dum, dum, dum.
position. I don't think we need to officially remove
Yeah.
Zach.
He put in a resignation letter.
Okay, well, he kind of, so we need to accept his resignation letter? Okay. Do I have a motion to accept Zach Green's resignation letter from the Recreation Committee?
I make a motion to accept his resignation.
Okay, we have a motion, and I second that motion. Call the roll, please.
Gillum,
Aye.
Daniels,
Aye.
Duff,
Aye.
Templin.
Aye. Okay. Mr. Green's resignation has been accepted. Now I make a motion to appoint Mr. Duff to the Recreation Committee. Do I have a second?
I'll second it and third it.
We have a second and third. Call the roll, please.
Gillum,
Aye.
Daniels,
Aye.
Duff,
Aye.
Templin.
Aye.
Because it ain't you right there.
Yeah, speaking of that, we need to have a discussion. Okay, we're good and for future reference on the Recreation Committee, we need to look at revising this ordinance, changing the ordinance, and going back to a 5-member board. And if we have a problem with quorums, we'll drop it to a 3-member board. That's how you fix that. You don't make it bigger. That's not good. Okay, Recreation Committee. Now, General Government, City Manager's Report.
Just let y'all know the water sewer insurance will start February 1st. If you don't want it, you can opt out, but you need to come by City Hall to opt out and fill out the form. City Hall will be closed Monday. And garbage pickup then will be Tuesday and Wednesday of that next week.
It'll be cold.
And we haven't had a progress report on the sewer, so I don't know where we're at on it, unless Tyler knows.
Our last report was what, 61%?
61% complete. I don't have it off the top of my head. Okay.
Okay. Monthly sewer adjustments, which hopefully this is, other than for pools, this is should be the last month we have to deal with sewer adjustments. For a total of $1,046. We had Janice Goins over on Biddle, had a leak, $166. Catherine, I'm not gonna try to pronounce that last name, on Pearl Street, had a leak for $348. Ronnie Ogden on Chestnut had a leak for $412. Rusty and Shirley Colwell on Pearl, 2 Pearl Street leaks, $43. And La Follette Housing had a leak on Grace for $77, for a total of $1,046. Do I have a motion to approve the sewer adjustments for a total of $1,046?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion. Do I have a second?
I second the motion.
Call roll, please.
Gillum,
Aye.
Daniels,
Aye?
Duff,
Aye.
Timplin.
Aye. As I spoke earlier, with this insurance, the need to do sewer adjustments should be eliminated. And in regards to that insurance, I just recommend to people, if you've had a leak or something and it's, $60, $70, I'd just eat that. I'd set on this insurance because it's only good for once a year, correct?
I think to get 2.
Okay, 2 a year.
And how much is that insurance again?
How much does it cost?
$2.35.
$2, right?
Yeah.
No,
For
that's-
For water and
And sewer, so-
$2.35 for sewer.
Yeah.
So $4 and something.
70
470,
cents.
yeah. I would,
Less than $5.
yeah, I would
That's a deal.
it'd have to hurt before I used it, because I'd hate to use this for a $70 or $80 problem, and then 3 months later, you got a $500 problem, and you've already spent your, but if it's good for twice a year, that's good, that's good. That's why I was always leery to, when we were filling the pool, to get a sewer adjustment, because it was like an extra $80 or $90. Well, what if I have a leak next month that's $500, which we've had before? Well, I just wasted that adjustment because it's only good for once a year. Okay, monthly water loss, that gone, 52%. 38% considering our in-house usage, which is still too high. And I dread to see what this month's is gonna be, because with this weather that's coming in, first of the week, it gets down into single digits and it stays that way for several days. Crap starts freezing and starts being, it looks like it's gonna be cold for at least a week.
Yeah.
Really bad cold for at least a week. So if you have, it's worth paying an extra $15 or $20 a month to leave that faucet running a little bit. You got holes under your house, block them, keep the air from blowing through. I need to go get the straw bales. Yeah. I've got 3 spots that I didn't get my line as deep as it should have been, and I've got hay bales that I'll lay out in the wintertime over those spots to try to help insulate those particular water lines, because if they bust, I'm busting concrete and cutting up asphalt, and it's not gonna be good. I'm gonna not be a happy camper. But be ready for that cold weather coming in. Police report. Do we have anybody to give the police report?
Before we
Don't
move
stand
on,
back here.
before we move on to the department reports, I'd like to give the city employees a hand for the snow removal.
Oh, they did.
Oh, absolutely.
They did an awesome job, sidewalks especially. I our sidewalks look much better than Clinton's. Clinton's had a gone down there. We had good looking side, I mean, and this was the next day. Willie got them knocked
Exactly.
up. Yeah, Monday morning, those sidewalks were, and from one end of town to the other, did a great job. It was better than the sidewalk was better than last year because, we got a lot more snow last year.
Well, yeah.
Too. Every time we clear the sidewalks, then the state would come through. There's a foot and a half of slush on them again, and you clear them again, and then there was just so much slush out there last year. They did an awesome job this year. We had 2 plows this year, which is a first, and then the plow laid down on us. You got
I got the part today.
the part for it today, so we'll get it fixed. Hopefully, this is the last snow of the year, but we still have a lot of winter left. Okay, police department. For the month of December, had 23 arrests, 121 traffic stops, 30 citations and 14 written warnings, 49 incident reports, 357 calls for service, and 1 overdose. Crap, we were doing good there. Year-end summary for the fiscal year. Chief Thomas would like to commend the police officers on their unwavering commitment to the citizens of Rocky Top. I second that. The following is only part of what the police department conducted over the course of 2024. Total miles patrolled, 86,842. Total calls for service, 3,664. Worked 123 motor vehicle crashes, 1 with a fatality. Had 377 arrests, 14 DUI arrests, 47 drug arrests, 6 overdoses with no fatalities for the year. That's good. 18 burglaries, 1,868 traffic stops, 609 citations, 361 written warnings. Police Department strives to be a competent professional law enforcement agency. The department does this by providing our citizens with the public safety services that they desire and deserve. Totally agree. Chief's on intermittent medical leave. His son's has having some serious medical issues. He's in Nashville right now for who was he meeting? Was he down with Post or somebody?
Yeah, he had a meeting with Post.
Okay. They submitted the invoices on the grants. Department begins sending firearms to KPD. Need something or another. Ballistic testing unit this week. Nobbins?
Yeah.
Nobbins, for ballistic testing. So this is an ATF program that compares casings to solve shootings. All testable firearms taken under current administration were sent. 100 plus from the previous administration will be sent as KPD can schedule testing. I believe that's junk science, but that's just my opinion. No changes to accreditation. Officer Henderson has completed 2 weeks of field training. He just started the academy down at Donaldson, and that is 9 weeks. Oh, Walter, okay, I'm sorry, Walter State, but it's 9 weeks, is that correct? 9 weeks. Cases of significance. A vehicle was reported stolen from 3rd Street and recovered in Kentucky. Officer involved shooting on I-75 is still being investigated by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, with findings expected soon. The subject involved has been charged by Anderson County Sheriff's Office with several counts of aggravated assault on our officers and others. A resident on Shelby Street was charged with maintaining a dwelling for drug use during an overdose investigation. A stolen vehicle was recovered for KPD on Industrial Park Road. And they're at 50% on the budget year. Okay. Police Department. Fire Department. 23 EMS calls for the month of December. 1 unauthorized burning, 2 false alarms, 5 lift assists, 2 motor vehicle accidents, 4 service calls, 2 assists to police, for a total of 39 calls for the month of December. It's 530 calls for the year 2024. Public Works report. All 58 tons of garbage for the month of December, must be Christmas garbage, that's up about 8 tons. 3.5 tons of brush, put gravel down in the Public Works lot over there, cut trees for the storage shed, took down Christmas lights, nativity scene and Christmas tree. Speaking of nativity scenes, I'd really like to see by next Christmas, us with a little better nativity scene. We're working on that. Readied snow plows for the storm, and they worked Friday night and Saturday for the winter storm and done an awesome job. Water Department repaired 2 3/4 inch lines, replaced 1 line setter, hang tags. We had what's the word when we have a sewer? Huh?
Sewer overflow,
Overflow? I thought there was another.
SSO.
Okay, yeah. We had an overflow because of the heavy rains. And that was reported to the state. We had to rent a bypass pump. Our pumps that we have spent thousands of dollars on down here at Industrial Park, crapped out again, burn up, got debris in them and burn up. So we have a bypass pump rented, it's from the outfit out of Oak Ridge.
Move the miracle thing.
Okay. That, if you notice the big red pump sitting down here below the Industrial Park Bridge, it's a big diesel pump that's, bypassing that lift station and pumping the sewage to the sewer plant. Okay, wastewater plant treated 18,766,000 gallons of domestic wastewater. Our overflows were reported to DDEC and the EPA. Financial report.
Before we go to the financial report, you mentioned garbage. When you get your water bill and sewer bill, you'll have a little note on there saying, you know, that if you have more than 1 can, you're gonna be charged for it because.
If you're not already
it says
paying for
1 can.
extra cans.
And that's one reason it's 58 tons, and it's usually around 40, maybe a little lower than 40.
Yeah.
Quite a few people starting to put out more than 1 can. And
Which,
so they're
that's
really
understandable
taking-
around Christmas. I mean, we kinda
Yeah,
give a little, understanding there, but Christmas is 1 month a year.
yeah.
Now, every month you have 2 or 3 cans sitting out there and you're only paying for 1, you're gonna start paying for more than that.
And Willie's taking pictures and writing the address down.
I need to get rid of a can.
They'll do that, they'll haul it off.
Okay.
So you're one of the scofflaws.
That's what I sit here thinking.
No. There's a can from Mom and Dad's house and a can from my house, and we've never, ever used
Yeah, what's just sitting
2
there?
cans. Never, so.
Okay, general fund, total revenues, the year-to-date, we've received $970,000. We have still 1.2 million unrealized, which is 56%. Our expenditures, we're at 51%, and we're 50% through the year. On water, year-to-date on revenue is $666,000. Funds unrealized is 807,000, we're 54%. And then we have, on expenditures, year-to-date is 544,000, funds available is 303,000, and what's not showing is purchase orders. It's included in that, that's why the funds available is lower than that. It didn't print, so, but it's 74%, but that's also including purchase orders that we've got out there, so.
Any questions on the financial report? First reading of new ordinances. Ordinance 598. An ordinance to amend the Rocky Top Municipal Code, Title 4, Municipal Personnel. Excuse me. Whereas City of Rocky Top allows for City Council to pass ordinances and resolutions, and whereas Title 4 Municipal Personnel Policy was adopted in August 2022, and therefore being enacted by the City Council of the City of Rocky Top, Tennessee, that Section 1, Title 4 Municipal Personnel Policy be amended in its entirety and replaced with the January 2025 Personnel Policy, and Section 2, the ordinance shall take effect immediately after passage, the welfare of the city requiring it. And this is the new personnel policy. You know, for stuff like this, it may be easier in the future, like if we're revising it, if you could keep a separate page to know what's changing. So then all we have to look at is,
The changes?
yeah. Because there's probably, I know you changed a fair amount in here, but you just, excuse me, note the section, you know. To keep from having to print the whole blooming thing off again, which we probably need a copy of it anyway. We should have our own copy of it as it is. Okay, do I have a motion to pass on the first reading, ordinance number 598?
I make a motion to accept the ordinance
Mr.
598.
Daniels just made the motion. Do I have a second?
I second that.
Mr. Duff is seconded. Call the roll, please.
Gillum.
Aye.
Daniels.
Aye.
Duff.
Aye.
Timlin.
Aye. Second and final reading of ordinances, we have none. Adoption of resolutions, none. Unfinished business, none. New business, sewer adjustment for swimming pools. With the advent of the new insurance policy, we still have the continuing issue with folks with swimming pools had always historically requested a sewer adjustment because the water didn't go in the sewer, wasn't in the swimming pool. This insurance doesn't take account for that. It's my recommendation that we continue. I guess I'm selfish here because we have a swimming pool.
We
That-
don't use it.
Huh?
We haven't used it the last 2 years.
Well,
Side of one, yeah.
Yeah.
that's,
I mean, we haven't used we haven't got.
yeah,
taken it off our
we never
bill.
get an
Yeah,
adjustment,
use the
but
pool.
it's just nice to know we could if we needed
Yeah,
to.
we can do that.
But that we continue offering this for our residents out there with swimming pools. So, I don't know if that needs to be in the form of an ordinance or just a motion. Probably needs to be an ordinance.
To keep it the same, or?
That we maintain that ability, that we can grant an adjustment for swimming pools.
Well, I guess what would change So I mean, if,
Well, we're
I
doing
mean-
away with the adjustments.
Right, we're doing away with the
Because of
adjustments
the
for this new
insurance.
insurance
okay,
that goes into effect next month. So we'll be eliminating, conducting adjustments, sewer adjustments. So we need to give ourselves the ability to continue to provide adjustments
Well,
for.
doesn't that talk to problems with burst pipes and the insurance itself?
The insurance itself will pay for, if you have a pipe burst,
Right.
it will pay whatever you lost there in water, it'll pay to fix the pipe.
And for the repairs and all that, right?
Right, and if you have the sewer side of it, if this was, well, generally if it's a burst pipe, you're not dealing with a sewer.
Right, right.
You
I-
know,
I-
You're
I
still dealing with a
understand.
sewer adjustment, but yeah, it takes care of all that.
Right, but do we need to do away with that altogether to allow for adjustments for
Do
swimming
we
pools?
have verbiage in the ordinance in regards to, I don't even think there's anything has ever been in writing.
That's, they just voted on it.
Yeah, we just vote on it but, as far as anything out there in writing that, basically says, yea, verily, you can do an adjustment
Right.
under these conditions, there's never been anything.
There's no real guidance on that, so.
So that's something we need to do,
We could
because,
continue doing adjustments for swimming pools under the same premise. You know, there's nothing there that says we're doing it for line bursts
no,
and,
we're probably, and this can be addressed, doesn't have to be addressed right now,
right,
but
right.
in the future, that we actually put something in writing.
That's what I'd
That-
recommend, that we have we have policy there for the insurance.
Yeah.
And so that should cover the line bursts, but we can still go ahead and grant, exemptions for swimming pools. Or sewer exemptions for swimming pools at our discretion.
We come up in the future, let's come up with some guidelines
Yeah,
on how we're gonna do it, and then we can.
yeah.
What about industrial? They're not covered, right?
No,
So what are you gonna do about them?
What do you mean, like the motel? We've always given them an adjustment for their swimming pool.
yeah.
We've give
I mean,
AJ,
though, like if
he's
they
the
have
only
pipe
one.
burst and everything,
Huh?
if they have their pipes to burst,
no, I don't know, do,
They're not, commercial's not covered,
not on this insurance, they're not.
Oh,
that's,
residential only.
oh,
they don't have a commercial option?
that's interesting.
I don't think so.
So,
We've granted adjustments
Yes, we have.
for them in the past, we have.
so on their water bill, the insurance is not gonna show up on commercial?
it's not gonna help them at all. That's interesting.
Yep, I didn't know that,
So, yeah, we didn't talk about that. about
Yes,
that.
this is something we need to bring up at the workshop.
Right. We need to
Discuss it further at the
work that
workshop.
out and
Determine
decide
some
whether
path
we need to
forward.
make
We're
an
gonna get an
ordinance.
answer to make sure, but I'm pretty sure she said,
See if
but I know
they-
she said this don't include commercial.
See if they have is there a commercial option?
I don't know.
Out there.
We'll call
And if
it.
there is, I don't know if they would
Well,
want to.
yeah, I'm not real sure if it's even necessary, but,
Yeah.
but.
It would be good to know if they have that option
Somebody
for
does ask
them.
us, well, and firm up our policy on adjustments.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We've already took care of B here. Change order number 3. Okay, the contract is modified as follows upon execution. The purpose of this change is to add 43 cubic yards of flowable fill to the contract. Lord, 43 yards. Okay. This change order is for $9,200. Am I reading that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Yeah. I was fixing to go off like a Saturn V here. Cause I was fixating on $96,000. Yeah, tomorrow was gonna be a very colorful, eventful day. I'll tell you that right
Additional
now.
material that was required
Yeah.
for the Creek Street work.
Yeah, that's still,
I knew exactly what he was looking at.
that's still way too much, but we'll suck it up, I guess.
You know, we gotta comply with the.
Yeah, if they don't make other people, that's what.
And I guess my question was, I know T-Dot said that they required flow fill, but it was any compaction thought of, or could that have been done? And also with the $231 a cubic yard, or $213 a cubic yard, I made 2 phone calls today and I could have got it for $158 a cubic yard. Or $168 a cubic yard.
Well, I'd put Pug Mix in there, $12 a cubic yard, but that's just me. This is all of the contractors. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they could've got it done
We got a
cheaper.
meeting with them tomorrow, if you wanna come.
Yeah, come on up. Do I have anything else to come before the board?
I've got a question for the city manager. The status of the Martin Funeral Home.
The
question.
contract is with the city attorney.
Still?
And he's looking at it, and he told, the heirs that he would be getting back with them.
Okay.
They've signed it and everything, so I'm just waiting on city attorney.
Okay.
Do I have anything else?
Are we approving this, or are we just tabling it?
Oh, I guess, we need to approve it, yeah, my bad. I just want to blow on past it. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve change order number 3 in the amount of $9,223.50 to pay for the 43 yards of flowable fill to fix the, issues over here on 116?
I'll make that motion. sir.
Before you,
Go ahead.
in case it drops, you need to put something in there that, in case the price drops tomorrow.
We'll pay a maximum of $9,223.50 for flowable fill.
There you go.
I'll make that motion.
We got a motion.
I second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Gillum?
Aye.
Daniel?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Tiffany?
Aye.
That's just crazy.
It flies all over me.
It's crazy.
There be nothing else to come before the board. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion, sir.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.
Next time, we're all gonna say aye.
We're all gonna say aye.
Everybody.
But when I seen that.
43, well, when I saw 43 yards.